So this is a piece in the style of Dr. Seuss. It's called If the World Was Upside Down, and I hope you enjoy it. There was a man aboard the train. Onlookers thought he'd gone insane, for as the carriage forward sped, the man sat balanced on his head. Passengers stared on with confusion just what had caused this man's delusion. So as the blood rushed to his brain, the man would smile and then explain. He said, what if the world were upside down and smiles replaced every frown, if towns were cities and cities were towns, if nouns were verbs and verbs were nouns? If those who had not had a lot and those who had a lot had not? If stools were tables and tables were stools, if fools were wise men and wise men were fools, my friends, this would be so confusing. But at the same time, so amusing. How much slower would we eat if for our hands we used our feet? And if we used our feet for hands, how loud we'd cheer for marching bands. What if we used our ears to see or eyes to hear? How strange that'd be to hear all colours warm and bright, to see with musical delight. Imagine just a single week where we were mute but trees could speak, to hear all of the rocks cry out. The world would be quite inside out. Tell me, don't you think it'd be a blast if the future was the past? Your wrinkles, sir, would fade away. Your hair, ma'am, would turn blonde from grey. If earth would only backwards flow, from grave to cradle we would go. A child's homework would be to play, to forget what's taught throughout the day. Instead, we teach adults to undo the tangle of this social goo, to replace gossip, harsh and petty, with kindness thrown round like confetti. To learn less judging and more trusting. To act on love instead of lusting, how much more would we be connected? Oh, how this world might be affected. Tell me, would it be so hard to live without your credit card? How much further would we get if we turned off the internet? Would you really whine and moan if I threw out your mobile phone, mate? Your girl would be perplexed if you sent flowers instead of text. With no TV, there would be space for time around the fireplace. We'd all be so much more aware if families stopped and sat and shared, and so much pain would disappear if men drank truth instead of beer. If thoughts came quick, but words came slowly. If those high up cared for the lowly. Think of the value of every breath if we fought to the life, not to the death. True, it would be most unnerving to find that greatness is in serving, to find that chivalry's not dead, would turn the world upon its head. But we could love with words unspoken. We could heal what has been broken. Do you think that I'm a clown? The world cannot turn upside down. The world can't change with rules and laws. The heart must step up to the cause. The world will change. Just wait and see. I want that change to start with me. And with that, the man offered his seat, and he opened the door with his feet, and outside they didn't understand why this fool would walk upon his hands. But some aboard the train had heard and took the man upon his words. So, if you're heading into town and notice people walking round upon their hands, my friend, don't frown. Just ask yourself, what if the world were upside down? Thank you.